We're 10 minutes in and I already have over 50 pounds here, so we're still working through this.
As part of New York City's recent budget cuts spurred by the coronavirus pandemic, Mayor Bill de Blasio stopped the city's compost program in early May.
Since the city stopped picking up compost, we've had a lot more community members come in, getting about 300 pounds in the 1 hour that we're open. With the pandemic, now we suddenly have more people coming and we don't have the space for it.
Private gardens like Prospect Farms were one of the last holdouts for residents who had been using the program to get rid of food and yard waste.
We've been composting for years. This was our last resort. We've used this for the past few weeks, and now they're shutting this down. The city has a lot of funds that they have to allocate elsewhere, but it's very sad, I think. It's a waste to put this in the trash.
It's really just like these things.
Are they ending the one for the city, like the general city?
Yeah, no curbside.
Is it temporary or?
Minimum 14 months.
I mean, it just seems so sad to end a program that's about the health of the community when we're having a major health crisis. Somehow letting go of climate change in the middle of this just seems tragic to me.
I have gloves, so I can get it out of the bag. So everybody in the neighborhood has been coming here, which is great. But, we only have like a 3 compost bin operation. I think it's a really narrow view of the crisis. Like a city on an island, for the most part, is not going to work without a good processing of waste.
Red Hook Farms in South Brooklyn is one of 7 community compost sites that were funded by the Department of Sanitation as part of New York City's compost project. Domingo Morales has worked there since 2015, and he's losing his job at the end of the month.
So we haven't been able to get rid of finished compost, and the future is uncertain. We don't know if we're going to be funded, being the largest compost site in the U.S. that doesn't use fossil fuel machines. It only works with humans. I think we have to preserve this and we have to keep it going. We're using fossil fuels to get food into the city. We're using fossil fuels to pick up the trash from people's streets. We're using fossil fuels to then bring that trash to a landfill, and then we're creating greenhouse gases by putting food in the trash that goes to the landfill. So we're kind of just stuck in this system of creating hazardous conditions on our planet.
Methane is a greenhouse gas. It's 25 to 30 times more potent than CO2. If you composted this material in an aerobic environment, you don't create methane, and you can use the finished product into all sorts of uses on the landscape. I was a little surprised, by New York City because the program is doing well. I know it's had some bumps in the road, but for the most part, it's been a successful program. When you look at municipalities, a lot of their funding tax base is down, so they're going to look to cut everything. But to me, this is an essential service. In the long run, it's going to save you money.
Though New York City's compost program was in its early stages, a robust program would not only save the city money, but could also cut down on the amount of diesel trucks running through the city's waste transfer stations, located predominantly in communities of color.
The diesel trucks go to transfer stations that are located within 3 communities: North Brooklyn, the South Bronx, and in Southeast Queens. If we are able to fund local organics collection and local organics processing, it will reduce the need to rely on these intermediary transfer stations that then transport waste out of the city to incinerators and landfills.
There are other things at hand. We have to figure out how to stop the virus. We have to figure out how to feed people. There's a lot of issues that we have to focus on, and nobody thinks that composting is the most important issue at this time right now. I just think with the impact and with the amount of education and local recycling that we promote and we actually do ourselves, it's a big win if we can keep this going and give people something to feel good about in the meantime. Give them some hope.